Well. Look who it is. Us.
Us again.
Welcome to the Wit and Grit podcast. We're coming to you live on YouTube and Facebook ahead of Week 18 NFL action. Sometimes this week is a little bit more like, I'm waiting for it to be over so we can see coaches get fired and see who's going to get jobs. You know, you want to see Black Monday come around. This week 18, there's some stuff on the line, though. There's some things. There's some stakes.
Yep, there's a couple of divisions that aren't even wrapped up yet, right?
Well, we'll start with the bad news. 12 of 14 playoff spots are locked up. Mm-hmm. So only 2 playoff spots are still open. That's Panthers or Bucs, NFC South champion, AFC North champion, Steelers or Ravens.
Right.
But the seeding is what's really up in the air for a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, AFC North title game, Steelers, Ravens, we talked about that. The winner's the number 4 seed and host a wild card game. The loser's eliminated. Pretty big stakes.
Absolutely.
The Jaguars can win, and if the Patriots lose and the Broncos lose, they could get in. Texans can win for a better seed. Jaguars lose, they're the AFC South champs. Colts are eliminated.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Bills, Chargers, Jaguars, or Texans. Seeding will depend on who wins their games and tiebreakers. So they're all kind of up in the air.
Right. And then there's some number 1 scenarios, right?
Right. I already went over those. I mean, like I said, Jaguars, if they win, they don't get anything. If the Patriots win and if the Broncos win, neither of them get anything.
Jags have the long shot at the 1 seed. Is this long?
The Broncos are 12.5-point favorites. And if they somehow lose to the Chargers, it could get wild. Otherwise, the Broncos are the 1 seed, despite having 1 loss since September to the Jaguars.
Yep. And then on the NFC, what's up?
No, I was saying, tell me about the NFC.
Yeah, NFC side of things. Yeah, we got the Panthers at 8-8. They clinch their division with a win, or if the Falcons beat the Saints. But
which is kind of funny because, well, the Panthers is 4:30 Saturday, so it's going to be first game. So if they don't do it, all eyes are now on that other South game.
Yep. And then the Bucs scenario here is they have to win. You know, they've got to beat the Panthers, and they need the Saints to beat the Falcons.
Right. I can't believe that a Kirk Cousins could ruin Baker Mayfield's day.
It's insane. the way this division's ending at the end of the year is kind of crazy. And then, of course, we've got the NFC number 1 seed with the Seahawks. They clinch with a win against the 49ers. They get that 1 seed there. The 49ers can clinch if they beat the Seahawks and get a Rams loss. And then the Bears still have a shot at the number 2 seed with a win and the Eagles loss. So,
NFC wild cards are all clinched. The Packers are locked in, so they're doing backups. Rams, 49ers, I mean, like you said, that's kind of dependent. And the Rams aren't laying down, according to McVay.
Of course not. No, I'm sure they'd love to play spoiler.
We'll be going over any best bets we have for Week 18. Week 17 was cash money. 5-3-1. We cashed our favorites parlay. We hit more pocket change picks than we missed, including the Falcons at plus 340. And on picks over 1 unit, we went 3-1. Minus 6.5. I had no idea. This is what happened. I got the Jags early when we put out the picks. We didn't have a podcast last week, but when we put out the picks, I put out the Jags at minus 6.5, and I bet it. I had no idea it would get down to minus 3.5 by Sunday morning. Shout out to my dad who had who texted me. He's not the best at it, but he texted me and he said Jags 3.5.
Nice.
Sunday
Good looking
morning.
out.
Yeah. Couldn't believe it. And then of course the Jags won, but not by 6.5, by like 6. So
Yep. All right.
So slow. Whole walk up. Like the whole time. I wrote the whole thing out. Say it's huge letters, Sean. Hit the music.
Welcome to Wit and Grit, where Ian and Sean break down sports betting, pop culture, or whatever's on their minds. The Wit and Grit Podcast.
long does it play out for?
As long as I want. No.
Well, dog day afternoon. Panthers are going for 9. The Carolina Panthers are at the Bucs Saturday, 4:30. Bryce Young versus Baker Mayfield, division title, playoff seeding on the line.
It's going to be a good game.
All 8 Panthers wins this season have come as underdogs, tied for most by any team in the Super Bowl era.
Yeah, 8-6 straight up as underdogs, 0-2 straight up as favorites this season.
They could set an NFL record with a 9th win as an underdog this week, which would be crazy. And we've kind of had our eyes on it for 2 weeks because of the whole Seahawks thing. We just never thought they were going to win that one.
Yep. We talked a little bit earlier part of the season about the Panthers actually doing something too. Talk about taking.
Wait,
did
one of us think somebody was going to win that one? Did somebody think the Panthers was going to win that game?
Yeah, I think so.
You did, didn't you? Oh, That's right. My bad. But he cashed all the Panthers money line, people. I mean the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Yeah, exactly.
They actually won. Yeah.
I told you.
1 for 2.
Yep.
So 7-0 against the spread after straight up loss this season. We could have gotten this number 3.5, but I had to grab it at 3.
Yeah, they're actually the only team in the Super Bowl era so far with a shot at going 8-0 against the spread after a straight up loss in a regular season.
Tampa Bay has been all bad news about against the spread. 8th straight against the spread losses, longest for a single season in franchise history.
Right.
And Baker Mayfield at home is the angle that scares me a little bit about this game if you're a Panthers backer, because everyone's talking about how he's second worst of any quarterback in the last 20 years at home. 22, 36, and 1 against the spread at home.
Right. Yeah, that's 5-14 against the spread at home versus division opponents as well. So not so hot in those really important games.
Todd Bowles has the worst ROI of any head coach since 2005. 25-37 straight up.
Yeah, not great.
I mean, Bryce Young's coming off his worst start of his career. He can't be this bad again. This is not a typo. 54 passing yards.
That's
1
insane.
interception. 14 for 24.
Yeah, that's the fewest passing yards of any quarterback, actually, with 24 more attempts since 1980.
0-4 on throws, 7+ yards downfield.
Couldn't complete anything more further than me to my wall over there.
I mean, there's a couple of storylines to talk about in this game outside of the betting angle. Tetairoa McMillan is coming off 1 catch and 5-yard game while sick, and he is an offensive rookie of the year favorite. If he falls flat again, there's so many people who have bet on Tyler Shuck to get rookie of the year.
Yeah,
and if he does,
I mean, T-Mac in the first matchup between the Panthers and the Bucs kind of torched Jamal Dean. Now he's out this week, so it'll be interesting to see if whoever backs him up can do any better. But T-Mac might have a really favorable matchup here.
Mike Jackson held Mike Evans to 5 catches for 31 yards in Week 16. Leads the NFL with 19 pass breakups.
Yep. You've got Rico Dowdle to look out for. He was a little limited last week with the toe injury, but he's going to be playing. And he's got a couple things on the line here. For 7 more yards, he makes $1 million. So they're going to feed him at least to get that. And then 1 more touchdown, he makes $250,000. So maybe Rico Dowdle anytime touchdown might not be your worst bet. To that point, maybe take a look at who could have some contract noise coming up here with some touchdowns.
I did a lot of these bets last week as the contracts came out. Like I did Rico. I rode the ladder on his yardage, and he broke like 59. So I think 2 of the 3 cashed. It was great. He's a candidate for an anytime touchdown for sure. It's probably going to need to be part of a parlay. He's a really good running back, so it's probably not a very high payout.
And especially with it being on the line like this, they're probably going to give it even worse odds. So,
but I mean, what's the over under is? Let's see, 43.5. Not terribly low, but not very high.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the spread right now, more bets and more money are on the Panthers.
Yeah. I think they're probably, would you say, I don't know, that game from Bryce Young was ugly, but would you say the Panthers are the hotter team in general right now?
I think that the stats we're saying tell the entire story. The Panthers are so up and down, and they're coming off of a down game. Dave Canales has to win this game. I'm not saying it's for his job, but he's on thin ice, and just making the playoffs would buy him some time.
Definitely.
And on the other side, Todd Bowles, this might lose him his job. He might need to win this game for his job.
This is going to be pretty huge. I mean,
that's why it's, for both teams. It's the 4:30 game on Saturday. They're trying to make sure you watch.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, the Panthers could win this division with a negative 67-point differential, by the way. There's only two teams that have done anything like that before. Like, you've got the 2010 Seahawks and the 2011 Broncos. They were minus 97 and minus 81 and won their divisions. So could make some history here too in that regard as well.
We're back in the Panthers, and we'll talk more about it coming up in the best bet segment.
Yeah.
Okay, so did the Steelers get what they paid for in Aaron Rodgers? Feels like you heard more about him on the Jets. It's that New York media thing. Yeah. Really didn't think he would. I mean, at times you kind of forget he's with the Steelers till they come on TV, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty up and down for them, but he's been okay in big moments, you know, kind of maybe save Tomlin's job to an extent, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's fair to say, as long as they win this game. If they lose this game and miss the playoffs, I don't think Aaron Rodgers will be back. There's a chance.
Right,
he said he probably has one or two opportunities left, maybe. I mean, Week 14, Baltimore, they needed to break a skid. 5 losses in 7 games. He goes for 284 passing yards, 4 completions of 20-plus air yards, 1 rushing touchdown, sparked a 3-game win streak.
Yep.
They took that Will Howard guy in the 5th round. So if they think in training camp he's ready, maybe you wait and bring Rodgers in if you don't think you're seeing from – maybe you wait in the spring. You know, maybe you have enough time to where you can see from what you have in this Howard kid in the spring, and it's like he's still not ready. Bring Rodgers back one more time because they're geared up to go. DK Metcalf – is not young.
Yeah, now been another year older for Rodgers. I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
I mean, I'm just saying it depends. It depends. If you get a rookie in the draft and it's like good to go, then maybe. But let's see. Dolphins played 2 high safeties and forced efficiency.
Oh, against Rodgers
had 85.2% completion rate, second best of his career.
Yeah.
That was in week 15 with the Steelers.
They made him win it, and he did.
Detroit, week 16, season high 27 completions, won the chess match pre-snap, had an audible to Gainwell on a go route for a miracle touchdown. Steelers' signature win of the season.
Yep, that was nice.
I mean, finish it up, but then Cleveland, week 17, facing a 3-win Browns team, wet, windy conditions, 168 yards, 21 for 39. Not good. It was a stinker, is the quote.
Yeah, I think from Rodgers, right?
I hope.
I think so.
Yeah. So I say that the lack of coverage on Aaron Rodgers, or at least the lack of coverage we've been kind of forced to see, means that it might be easy for the Steelers to move on, but when you look at it as a whole and the quarterback play they're used to, not bad. They kept Big Ben around a lot longer. If they win one playoff game, what if the Steelers make it to the AFC is kind of wide open. So is the NFC, right? Like this is the first year in a while I feel like we could see almost any team go up and you're not that shocked.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. Yep, I mean, the Bills are barely squeaking in. The Ravens are possibly going to miss it. The Chiefs are out.
Yeah, I think your usual suspects anyway are, there's no like absolute. You're not pointing at a team being like, yeah, they're definitely going to be the one. I'd say you maybe still have a couple of long shot. Like I don't think I would love it. I don't think the Panthers are winning the Super Bowl, even if they, win. If
the Panthers win the Super Bowl, ratings are going to plummet because it's going to be pretty boring. They're going to have to make it real boring, but it could happen. I think the 49ers are being overlooked heavily. Brock Purdy is rocking out. I mean,
it could be a very interesting postseason.
Everyone said all he needed was all these weapons, and now Ayuk is just driving too fast and not showing up anywhere near the facility.
Yep.
George Kittle's an old man, like Travis Kelce. They're both the old men tight ends.
Yep.
Wait for them to sell out and do that commercial. Speaking of things that have gotten bad, this is went from bad to worse. Is this the worst Jets team ever?
Oh, man. It might be. They've been very, very bad. I don't think they have a single interception. Is it, I think, 4 takeaways, which would be the fewest ever.
Minus 107 point differential in December. Worst ever for any NFL team in that month.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they've lost 4 straight games.
Straight games.
Yeah, by 23 or more points.
They've allowed 468 points. That's the second most in franchise history, but 2021 was higher. So,
yeah, they might. If whoever they're playing, I'm not sure their matchup, but if they allow 32 points, quick math there, they would be in a rare group of teams that have allowed over 500 points in a season. But only 7 teams have ever done that.
Yeah, worst combined EPA. I mean, the quarterback play. Oh, NFL worst, 145.3 passing yards per game, 13 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. Yeah. Literally should have just gone. Why you could have just gotten Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
60.8% completion rate.
And I mean, we've seen some bad Jets teams, right? Like back in 2021, I guess they had some more takeaways at 14. But there was some young talent, there felt like there was some progress there. It just seems like they don't really have anything right now.
2020, 0-13 start under Adam Gase.
Yep. Yeah, going back into the 90s, they were 1-15 in 96, which was that was their worst record in franchise history. So, I mean, they're slotting right in here with some of these historically bad Jets teams.
I mean, if Aaron Glenn loses his job, it's like you got to be like, man, wow, like we didn't think it could get that bad.
Yeah.
The Wait and Grit podcast includes gambling-related discussion, opinions, and advice intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. We, Ian in Virginia and Sean in North Carolina, are not attorneys, financial advisors, or licensed bookmakers. Nothing said on this podcast should be taken as professional or legal advice. Listeners are solely responsible for their own gambling decisions. Always gamble legally and responsibly. We're not liable for any losses, decisions, or actions taken based on the content of this show. Need help? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. We're going to be talking in unit size like we always do. Sean, what is 1 unit?
10% of your betting budget.
Exactly. Whatever money you have set aside that you could go without, lose for the week, 10% of that is 1 unit. Let's go through our best bets. Some of them we'll talk about if we need to, but essentially this week, I tried to do an extra filter, and hopefully it doesn't backfire on us, but I was filtering by motivation. Okay. I want to bet on teams where there's stuff at stake, okay?
I like it.
Because we don't know if you weren't paying attention, you might think the Saints are a team that would lay down, but I don't think so. I think they're playing for their jobs. Mm-hmm. And then the Raiders are a team that might be getting told to lay down, because they have the number 1 overall pick. They're looking at Mendoza taking Indiana and beating Alabama, and they're like, yes, please.
Yeah, true.
This kid that sounds great on a mic. All our players keep getting in trouble with the law. This kid looks clean as heck. Bring him to Vegas. Corrupt him immediately.
Great idea.
But our strongest bet of the week, we do not have a 2 unit. That's the one that let us down. We've been money on these. 1.5 unit bet. Steelers plus 3.5 versus the Ravens. Oh, but Lamar Jackson's playing. It's the first week he's practiced in full all year. I never said they'd win. But in this matchup, where it's almost always a 3 or 3.5 point spread, Steelers are the dog. The underdog in this matchup is 30, 12, and 3 against the spread. 71% since 2005. An absurd trend we talk about all the time. And it's with these 2 head coaches.
Yeah.
The games stay tight. 17 of the last 22 were decided by 7 or fewer. And I mean, Lamar versus Pitt, weakest opponent, 3-5 straight up, 2-6 against the spread.
Yeah, so he does struggle against Pittsburgh. I mean, they play him twice a year. They know he's dangerous. They know how to game plan for him. It makes sense.
The only thing I'm worried about, because I think TJ Watt is making his triumphant return to the field just in time for this game. I think Adam Schefter has reported that. But I'm worried about DK Metcalf and that pesky punching the fan suspension we got going here.
Yeah, that was insane.
I mean, and I don't want to, whatever. But not having DK Metcalf may prove to be a problem, so hopefully they can keep it close and still cover. Hopefully TJ Watt could come back with a vengeance and upset that Ravens offensive line, which is, nothing to write home about. You riding with me on this one? You agree?
Yeah, I like this one. I think I like the Steelers against the spread here.
Now, I foreshadowed that I love them. The 49ers have been secretly making us money on this show for a couple weeks. People don't talk about it enough. They're playing the Seahawks. This feels like a classic Sam Darnold is who he is kind of spot.
Okay.
A game he doesn't necessarily need to win to get the 1 seed because his team is locked in. Like, this is a perfect pre-choke before he chokes in the playoffs if he's going to choke there again.
Let's see.
San Fran has owned Seattle 7-1 straight up, 6-2 against the spread in the last 8. Brock Purdy versus Seattle is 6-1 straight up, 5-2 against the spread in 7 starts. And if you remember the last time we bet on the Seahawks, we did it because McDonald, the head coach, has been so good on the road, like really good on the road. Like we have to pay attention when he's on the road. This is, hopefully not a situation where that's going to happen.
Right.
But that's why it's a 1.5 unit bet. The 49ers have just been doing really well, it seems. I mean, there's some key injuries, but we're hoping that the Seahawks kind of save some of their tricks for the playoffs. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. I think it's like I like what your point about the Seahawks kind of playing it a little safe, maybe having the classic Darnold fall apart game. So I trust the Niners here. Like they've also been making us money all season, so hard to stay away from them.
Yeah, there's also a model in this game. I'm trying to see what it is. But it's got an NFL power ratings over on the 49ers. With the 49ers also have more of the money and more of the bets, so it's probably the sharp side.
Right.
We like to be on the sharp side. We will go against the sharps. We're not like, oh, let's just do what they do. Like, you don't get rich that way, but
right.
It feels I've gotten to the point where I'm more comfortable betting with the books.
Yeah, totally. And they tend to know what they're doing.
A game we don't have to belabor, but I think we're all on, and hopefully you can still get the 3. It might be moving to 2.5. So if you want the 3, move quick. This is live right now.
Run, don't walk.
Panthers +3 at the Buccaneers.
Yep.
Must-win division game. The Panthers as underdogs. We already went over the stats. This is the game after the loss, so we're hoping they have the continuous trend they've done all year. I mean, this might be the one time they lose in a row, but they haven't lost consecutive games since like week 2. It's an insane trend.
Yeah, they're going crazy.
Baker Mayfield at home against the spread is a trend grenade.
Even worse against the division.
Yeah, 22, 36-1 against the spread at home. So we don't need to talk about it anymore. We're on Roar.
Yep.
We're on the Panthers. You got a cat sound effect yet?
I don't think so. No.
But that's what I love watching.
Speaking of game teams that might be checked out, I think beating the Bucs might have been the end of the Dolphins season. The Patriots have something to play for. The Dolphins really don't. It feels like Mike McDonald is pretty safe.
McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel. Oh, sorry. Wrong team. There's too many McDaniels and McDonald's.
Mikes and yeah.
But you think McDaniel's job is safe?
Yeah, I do. And I really think we probably have seen the last of Tua, at least as a starter, barring an injury to whoever's going to take the spot as a starter. Just looking more and more like Quinn Ewers. That's the only thing to look out for in this game is Quinn Ewers is still kind of an unknown, limited sample size. He could go crazy.
I mean, he could be the best quarterback the Patriots have played this year. I don't know if you've seen everybody talking about how cake their schedule has been. I saw some saying that the Patriots have actually had the easiest schedule ever.
I mean, I see that.
So I also kind of agree with what I've been hearing from some people about how they say that Quinn Ewers is in, so the Dolphins will get a better draft pick. That if they put Zach Wilson in, they were afraid he would actually do well. So
I don't know about all that. We'll see.
Are we hiding Zach Wilson for next year? I don't know.
I don't think
Sean
so.
Payton seems to know what he's doing.
I mean, you can't deny that. Can't deny that part.
But we're betting on the Patriots minus 10.5 against the Dolphins because when they win, they love to beat them. And the Dolphins are terrible in New England, let alone there's nothing on the line, and they got to go in the cold where they're already bad usually.
I'm not with you on this one, believe it or not.
No,
I'm not saying I'm going to put some money on the Dolphins. I think I'm just going to stay away from it.
Fair enough, but the fact that the Broncos and the Patriots play at the same time and the Jaguars already play at 1, the only thing I'm worried about with this bet, the only reason it's only a 1-unit bet, because it almost graded out as a 1.5. The only reason it's a 1-unit bet is because what if the Jaguars lose to the Titans and then at 4:30 the Patriots are like, okay, well, we can either get 1 or 2.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. No.
But the Broncos and the Patriots play at the same time. So as long as the Broncos aren't completely blowing out the Chargers, which I expect them to win, but they don't win by a lot. If you'll see next, that's the next bet we were talking about. I still haven't made it. Half a unit on the Broncos minus 12.5. The sharps are on the Chargers at 12.5. A lot of the public is starting to get on the Chargers at 12.5. They think it's a sneaky number. The Broncos are terrible as favorites against the spread. They've been winning all these games, but they have not been covering. 2-9 against the spread as a favorite. So that's my biggest. We stopped betting them against the spread unless we had to a couple weeks ago.
Right.
They've just been our favorites money line parlay friend and just throw them in.
Been crushing it.
Yeah, been great. Like the Chiefs, I don't think they covered against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They have backups in. So like the Broncos, just like they're not a team that's going to blow you out like the Patriots. That's why I feel comfortable taking the Patriots spread. The machine grades the Broncos as the side to be on at 12.5, but I think I'm just going to wait until that game is live and see if the Chargers can maybe score a little bit and just see if I can get a better number mid-game. So the Broncos are more of a live bet for me. There's no reason we need to take on a minus 12.5 in week 18 before the playoffs. We just want to ink out a couple of winnings this week and save our money for what's going to be a lot harder to predict.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that one. I like your logic on that one. Maybe like not taking the 12.5 before the game.
And the Jaguars are the same thing, 12.5. This has gone up to 13.5 in some places already. It's just the Titans, but the Titans have been backdoor covering machines for the pros. I don't know that I want to back them because, like I said, the Jaguars are playing for something.
Yeah, and if you believe in the whole, the Titans are kind of trying to lose maybe for that draft position. I don't know.
I mean, but they don't have to lose by 13.
That's true. They do not.
Yeah. They might be playing for their jobs for the GM.
Yeah.
The Titans did announce that their GM, Borgonzi, who came over from Kansas City, will now have final say over the 53-man roster and the head coach search and all that.
Okay.
And the other guy who's in charge there keeps the same title, but he's going to be in charge of research and development and stuff.
I see. Okay.
So it was interesting that Adam Schefter kind of made that announcement. We know from email leaks and all the other stuff that sometimes Schefter just puts things out because everyone wants him to. He's almost like he does the PR for him. Games we kind of like, but we're cutting because we don't know the motivation. The Chiefs minus 5.5 against at the Raiders. The Raiders are clearly tanking, but sometimes the Chiefs don't cover a number like that with Patrick Mahomes. So is everybody already just planning to go to Travis Kelce's wedding? I don't know. The Bears are motivated and the Lions play to win, but they're eliminated. So his week 18 record doesn't feel the same to me because he's not usually eliminated. I think they're going to play hard probably, but I don't trust either of them in this spot because the Bears are going to the playoffs.
Right.
Bills minus 6.5. Uncertainty on Josh Allen, and even the Jets are historically terrible, but this would be the game they would win to just put the icing on the cake of being terrible, just ruin their draft position.
Fair.
And then Eagles Commanders, it's like I don't know,
Yeah, we got McKee starting again, so.
So here's the real question, Sean. For the favorites parlay, I wasn't able to narrow it down before we got here. You'll see I've got like a chart of a bunch of matchups, but I wanted to know, like, after us talking about some of these games, who do you feel confident is going to win? Like, so do Chiefs money line, like Raiders are locked in at the number 1 pick. They're sitting almost everyone.
Yeah.
This Chiefs team with the quarterback that just joined it covered the spread against the Broncos.
Right.
So
I think
Tom Brady might sell his stake in the team if they win this game.
Right. I'd like the Chiefs.
Okay. So the Chiefs is a good building block because it's only 5.5. A lot of the teams we probably love are bigger. Now, here's the question with the Rams. Sean McVay said the starters are going to play because they need work. Like, the offense isn't clicking like it should be.
Mm-hmm.
But how long are they going to play? And do we want to put – they're playing Arizona, and they got to beat them. So if we take the money line and not the spread, they're like 7.5-point favorites. Do me a favor. Look up current draft position ahead of Week 18. Show me, like, let's see who's got something really to lose while we're doing this. Because the Rams, Arizona, and then, I mean, we've got Buccaneers, Falcons, and Cowboys, which is tough. The Buccaneers would be us, like, basically saying we're going to win the Panthers bet or this one. Cowboys money line I kind of like because this feels like the Giants are going to try, but I think they've got nothing left to do. The Cowboys are just going to do regular season Cowboys. George Pickens is trying to get a new contract, right?
No. I think so. All right, I've got draft order.
Okay, who's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Raiders, Giants, Jets, Titans, Cardinals.
Yeah, so if the Cardinals screw up and win this game, they could be out of the top 5. A lost season for no reason.
Yep.
So which of these sticks out to you the most?
Which of what? Sorry.
All the money lines we just talked about.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were asking about the top 5 picks I just gave you.
No. The Chiefs, the Rams, the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think the Rams is a really good one to throw in there with the Chiefs.
That is only minus 141, so we need another one. That's why I like do you like my Cowboys take?
Yeah, I could get on the Cowboys take too.
That's plus 163. Did we forget any of them?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Eagles money line, Ravens money line, and Bears money line are a little bit more fragile. So I think that's the 3. That's a good 3.
Yeah, I like that.
So favorites parlay is Rams, Chiefs, and Cowboys. All right. And then 2 pocket change picks. Not as many as last week because so many teams are eliminated. There's so many heavy favorites.
Right.
But the Steelers money line, we love Mike Tomlin as a dog. We love Aaron Rodgers to, I mean, just picture it. Aaron Rodgers wins the game, takes the Steelers to the playoffs, and the Ravens maybe fire John Harbaugh.
Yep. It'd be crazy.
Maybe
I doubt they'll fire him, but probably not. But like, I mean,
my friend who's a Ravens fan would love to see it. They think it's an Andy Reid situation in Philly where he's been there too long and his voice is stale.
Yeah.
And the Panthers money line fits the Panthers only win as dogs identity. So both of those are money line pocket change picks of the week.
I like that.
Yeah, last week was awesome, but watching the Jaguars lose was such a bummer.
They've kind of let us down a lot this season betting wise.
Pull up some of the photos real quick. Let's get through those.
Okay. Let's see here.
This part of the podcast brought to you by Live. This is Live. This is where people look for things. So how do you feel about this, Sean? We need to talk about it. The Miami Dolphins have brought on Hall of Fame quarterback and ESPN analyst Troy Aikman as a consultant to advise the organization on its general manager search process per sources, not a permanent role. But very interesting. Troy Aikman's a guy who seems to have been itching for something new since he went to ESPN.
Yeah, interesting was kind of the exact word I used to describe it. That was my reaction. I think it's a good couple of quarterbacks that you want that they know what to look for in that kind of a administrative position. So I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be better than what it's been. I actually like the guy you guys have as your intern. I've heard a lot of good things about him over the years, but maybe this isn't his time. You got to find somebody who's going to really help McDaniel's system work. He needs fast players, and he needs them to execute like Tua did for like maybe a year. He did it long enough to get paid.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. No, so I think this is going to be good. I'll be really curious to see who the candidates end up being and obviously who they end up bringing on. So,
all right, let's see the next one.
All right, what else we got here?
I like the wide layout.
Yeah.
See my blue bag.
Let's see.
This was insane. I knew we had to talk about it. This Titans player, Chimere Deeke. I wonder how we say his name. He has look up how to say his name real quick while I read this.
Okay.
He has the most all-purpose yards by a rookie in NFL history with 2,371 and counting. 396 receiving yards, 18 rushing yards, 389 punt return yards, 1,568 kick return yards, 6 total touchdowns.
I believe it's Chimere Deeke.
Chimere Deeke broke Tim Brown's record of 2,317 yards that was set in 1988, and both players made history in 16 games. They got him in the 4th round. The Titans found a gem there, and maybe that's part of what we were talking about earlier with the GM now getting full control over the 53-man roster more than a year in.
Yep, absolutely. No, that's really impressive. That's kind of GM I hope that team down in Miami can find.
Right, exactly. I mean, maybe go get somebody from the Chiefs. I'm not sure.
Yep. All right.
What to play for in Week 18? We already talked about it, but it's worth repeating. Every team these are the teams that have something to play for. Look how varied it is, Sean. Like, we don't need to read it. People could see this part, but look how varied it is.
A lot going on here.
And this is what we should have brought up while we were talking about the Panthers game, but essentially the Panthers and the Bucs each have an opponent in their division that they're backing, like Mr. Krabs and Patrick in this photo.
Yeah, the Panthers and Falcons are best friends this weekend, and the Bucs and Saints are best friends this weekend.
Charlotte to ATL is a set of flights, and the Saints and the Bucs probably have not as great airports. Actually, Atlanta's so well known for being terrible. But you know what? Shout out to Atlanta. The last couple times I went there, I had plenty of time to make my connection. I even got Shake Shack one time.
There you go.
Had a whole 3-hour layover. You might get a burger with a 3-hour layover. All right, Sean, do you think my Broncos are going to beat the Chargers and get in there?
Yeah, definitely. No, I think that's a pretty automatic one, honestly.
Hopefully they don't lose, because that would be...
You wouldn't like that?
Real bad. Oh, who do you think is going to win the MVP? Give me one reason it's not going to be Drake May.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Drake May.
Bro, it's going to be Drake May. This is your worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's not great.
Matt Stafford could have done it. Some people are trying to discredit Matt Stafford, though, by saying that, he has Devontae Adams. It's like, okay, wasn't Devontae Adams with the Raiders? Didn't do much for them. Your camera's glitching out.
Oh, that's great. I was resizing a window. I won't do that again.
Yeah. Now you're frozen. All right. That's all I've got. You got anything else?
I don't think so, man. I'm excited for these Week 18 games, see what our final playoff matchups are going to be, and to get back here and talk about some playoffs.
I cannot wait. We'll be doing special playoff coverage. We'll make sure we get to you guys as soon as we can and get all the latest information to you. And hopefully our system picks will keep coming through. And we're getting set for F1 soon.
Yes.
Oh, once the playoffs are over, we'll be going right into F1. The sports never stop here on the Wait
Very
Grip
exciting.
podcast.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Everybody have a good one.
Peace out.